couple of things. First of all, I just wanted to welcome everyone to the kickoff of the strategic plan for the Nashua Public Schools. If you haven't seen me or know who I am, my name is Jamal Mosley. I'm the superintendent of schools for the Nashua Public Schools. First of all, I can't thank you enough. See if I can get that closer. I can't thank you enough for being here. This is a long time coming. I think we've been in the process of talking about strategic planning for about a year now, and now this is kind of the culminating event to kind of kick it off. We always ask about strategic planning in terms of the why. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this planning? And so the why behind the strategic planning is quite simple. It's really about direction in the district, about providing direction in terms of where we want to allocate resources. It's also about partnership with our economic community, partnership with our parents, partnership with our students, and more importantly, partnership with our community and our stakeholders, and more importantly, our students. Our strategic plan is really based on a couple of tenets that I'm going to share, and trust me, I could spend the next 2 hours talking about strategic planning, the components of the planning, but this is not the time or the venue to do so. Strategic planning really has a couple of tenets around mission, around vision, and around guiding principles. And these principles will drive us as we start to talk about strategic planning. The most important thing about strategic planning that we don't talk too much about, but I wanted to kind of mention because I think it's poignant and paramount, it's really about practice. It's really going to guide our practice as a school district, guide our practice in terms of resources, and guide our practice in terms of where we want our kids to be. We don't want our kids to be able to pass a test. We don't want our kids to be able to get good grades. We want our kids to be responsible, involved in our community, be able to secure jobs, and more importantly, I think, in this 21st century, to be able to create jobs for our next future. To give you a little sense or a little flavor of the strategic planning, it's broken down to 6 components. It's planning, where we've already started to do that, and this is one phase of the planning. The other piece is data collection. Over the next 6 months, you will hear us talk about focus groups. We have put out and have solicited focus groups for many different community members, ranging from teachers, ranging from board members, ranging from aldermen, ranging from parents. Trust me, there are so many different venues out there that we're looking forward to in terms of making sure we get the feedback from our community on where you'd like our schools to be. Analysis. Analysis where after we're done gathering the data, we are going to analyze that data for where we want to prioritize our goals. The most important thing about a strategic plan in an environment like this is that you don't want to have a strategic plan, and my phrase is that reads like War and Peace, because when you have a strategic plan that reads like War and Peace, you can be focused on 100 different things. And we want to focus on about four or five critical areas. Now, let's get to what I call the steering committee. And the steering committee, in my sense, are community members and also faculty where I'm going to be able to bounce some ideas off of them, talk with them about some of the data we collected, and more importantly, give us, the co-chair, which is Sue Porter, an opportunity to give and listen to that. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce the school leaders and community members who are part of the steering committee. I'd like to give you a little bit of background of who they are and what they do in our beautiful schools. If you could just raise your hand and just go, hey, I'm right here, that would be very helpful. Ian Atwell is our middle school principal, who comes with us with professional knowledge in environmental science. He's in his 2nd year as a principal at the Elm Street Middle School. Give a round of applause for Ian Atwell. There he is. Nate Burns is a principal at Nashua High School North. He comes with us with a biology background. He's been in the district for a number of years. Thank you, Nate Burns. Douglas Howard is the district homeless liaison coordinator. He works very closely with our Director of Student Services, Mr. Bob Chopper, but he's also involved in many endeavors that help our homeless students get to and from school. Doug Howard. Thank you. Mark Lucas is our most veteran elementary principal. He is the principal at Birch Hill Elementary School. He has also served as an assistant principal and now principal. Mark Lucas. Diane Vino is our peer coach of our longtime teacher, former science teacher at Elm Street, and is a veteran administrator here at the district. Diane Vino. Lucille Jordan is the president of the Nashua Community College. She's done wonderful work. The college started out with 450 students, and now it enrolls 2,400 students. She has overseen a vast and comprehensive improvements at the Nashua Community College. Lucille Jordan. I can't say enough about this individual. He's been nothing but supportive of our schools. He has been a champion of our education. He is known as the educational mayor. He served Nashua as the former mayor in 1990 and again was elected in November of 2015 after serving several years as an alderman at large and as a citizen, and was a member of the school district program-based budget. Honorable James Donchez. Brian McCarthy is our Board of Aldermen, longtime alderman who has led many endeavors around our special building committee for many years, has also been involved with each of our school renovation and construction projects since the 1990s. He served as the overseer of a $143 million high school renovation project in the late 1990s and early 2000. Brian McCarthy. Lathama Manjapudi is our New Hampshire representative of District 35, former Nashua Board of Education member, professional speech and language pathologist, a community member. Thank you for what you do, Lathama. Lathama Manjapudi. My interesting companion. We've had some very passionate, very I'd say animated talks at times, but I can't thank him enough for making me a better superintendent, making this district very better. He is always a person that has always been truthful to me and always respectful to me, and I appreciate all that he does for the union and all that he does for this community. Adam Marcoux. Patrick Gillis is our student representative for the Nashua High School North. Patrick is very passionate about being a member of our community, as well as a student representative. Patrick Gillis. Haley Sweeney is a student rep for the South, and she's also serves as a representative of our board as well, and is a class of 2019 student, Haley Sweeney. An alumni here is she ran for the board, but then had other endeavors that took her away from her candidacy. But I hope to see her back in the race again, because I know that she does great work for our community. She was very involved in United Way, and now she has been very gracious to give us some time around her involvement for this endeavor, for the strategic plan. Haley Goodspeed. You hear, Haley? Thank you. Lou Gonclave Jetty is the Director of Community Investment at BAE. BAE is the largest employer in the Nashua community, has a long-standing working relationship with our NTC teachers and other students. She has been a supporter of schools. She's been nothing but great. Recently, BAE Systems donated a marine tank for our science program, for our CTE program. Give it up for Lou Gonclave's Jetty. Is she here? As for our Chief Executive Officer for the Square Trails, former President of United Way of Greater Nashua, the Nashua Chamber of Commerce, Business Person of the Year 2015, a former Chairman of the Board of Commerce, Chamber of Commerce, former President of the Rotary Club, local entrepreneur, Paul Hebert. Paul here? A parent of our strategic plan is Lori Hebert. No relationship, by the way. Parent of a child at Fairgrounds Elementary School, Lori Hebert. Danielle Johnson, parent of a child at Ledge Street, Danielle Johnson. And Dagmar Keogh is also a parent of 2 children at the Amherst Street Elementary School. Dagmar. Okay, so first of all, I just want to once again thank you for your involvement. Thank you for being here. I can't imagine this not being an opportunity for us to move this district forward. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Nancy Goodwin, the Sinfonetta Strings Director, and they're going to play a little short set for us. Nancy, come on up.
Andre Ostadelafont, Trisha Mistry, Nietzsche Babar, Margaret Wagner, Leah Naughton, Jamie Sue, and Aiden Pickett.
Thank you, thank you. I'd like at this time to introduce the leadership team. Lisa Gingrich, the Director of Athletics and Wellness. I see Lisa on my left. I have Laurie Rothaus, the Director of Adult and Community Education. Laurie, are you here? Raise your hand. Thought she was here. Amanda Bastoni, the Co-Director of the CTE program at Nashua North. Mike McQuilkin, the Director of the South. Mike McQuilkin, Co-Director of the Nashua South CTE program. Donna Fitzpatrick, the Assistant Superintendent for Secondary Education. Garth McKinney, Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education. Dan Donovan, Chief Operation Officer, the Business Administrator. Stacey Hines, thank you very much for Stacey for setting this up. Thank you for everything you did for this event. Stacey Hines is the Director of Communication. Dana O'Gara is also part of the leadership team. Dana O'Gara is the Director of Human Resources. Sean Smith, Director of Plant Ops. Marsha Bagley, Director of Special Education. Mr. Robert Chopra, Director of Student Services at ELL. Rick Fahrenkoff, Director of Technology. And Dave Rossio, the Director of Transportation. So in summary, I just wanted to say that this is by far long overdue for our community, long overdue for our kids, and this is what I would consider our opportunity to take that next step into really bringing clarity and understanding in where we want to be as a district. The why behind this is, number one, it's time. The why behind this is that it's time for us to move this district forward. The why behind the strategic planning is not about how I feel or how an individual feels. The why behind the strategic plan is how we as a community can get better, how we can put our own differences aside for the betterment and for the safety of our kids. So I am by far excited about this. I can't say enough about where we can be, and I don't say this because you're standing in front of me. You're not sitting, because we did that intentionally. I say this because I believe that this district can and will be the model of a city school nationwide, and I'm excited about it. Thank you for that. The next speaker of this, and I consider her, we meet every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, even during the summertime, even when it's hot out. Thank goodness we got that AC going. But she's new to the board. She's been nothing but supportive of this. She brings a background in teaching. She's been a teacher here for over 30 years. Susan Porter has been an invaluable member for this process of strategic planning. She's been nothing but supportive, always coming in with new ideas, always asking us to think of, hey, what if this? Hey, what if that? And we're always just very blessed to have her as part of our board. Without further ado, to say a couple of words, Susan Porter, National Board of Education member.
He's a little taller than I am. And I promise if you come closer, I won't call on you. Feels kind of funny to be up here. All right, well, today is the start of a community-involved process to articulate a shared vision, mission, and values for our Nashua School community. What is our vision of success? What is the Nashua School District here to do, and why? What are the things that we really care about? As a retired teacher, I know that those people in our schools who work directly with students on a daily basis have a unique perspective when answering these questions. I am here to tell you that the Strategic Plan Committee members are eager to hear from you, the people who work daily with our students, and that we value your input. As we enter the data gathering phase of the process, we encourage you to come to the focus group held for your school, to fill out our survey, and to let your voice be heard. Our students are the focus of our work. Defining high-impact priorities, goals, and actions to achieve those goals will guide our decisions at the school and district level in the years to come. It is a pleasure and an honor to be part of this process. I'm here because I believe that public education is the foundation of our society and that each one of Nashua's children deserves the best education that we can provide. A strategic plan will clarify and focus our efforts in a deliberate and thoughtful manner. I thank each of the stakeholders in advance as we come together in this effort, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. The next person I'm going to introduce, I've already shared his name with the public. I just want to reiterate a couple of things about this individual. Number one, when I first was offered the position of superintendent, I received a series of phone calls. One from now board president Dottie Oden. Second one I received was from Dana Orgera asking me to come in and fill out the paperwork. And the third one was from a call from the mayor's office congratulating me. Followed by that, there was a very warm and it wasn't his fault, but it was rainy reception on that day at the Hunt Building. I have been able, part of what I have been blessed with is been able to pick up the phone and call down to City Hall and have nothing but support. And every single time I call down City Hall, I get the same reaction. How can I be helpful for kids for you, Dr. Mosley? It is incredible the amount of support that the City Hall has given myself, the administration, the board, and it's always been student focused. It's always been how can I be helpful to push and make sure that our kids are safe, to make sure that this city gets all that it needs for our Nashua kids. And I would say that he is a champion of kids. He's a champion of our students. He's a champion of everything that's great in this city. And I would not be as successful or even be close to it without the support of the Honorable Mayor Donchis. I will say that he has a good and very reliable administrative assistant that does probably all the work, but I won't give her too much credit. But Kim Kleiner has been nothing but a great resource. But anyway, thank you for all you do, Jim Donchis. Thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure to be with all of you today, and I want to say that I'm joined by Linda Harriet Gathright from the Board of Aldermen, which I'm really appreciative of her coming over. We have some school board members, of course, Gloria Timmons, Dottie, Susan already spoke, Heather Raymond, and we have Sue Newman from the state legislature and Latha Manjapudi. So I think we have a broad group of people from the community who are very interested in our strategic plan to come. And I have to say that I love Dr. Mosley's idea of developing a strategic plan because we know that to have a strong community, a thriving community, you need a strong school system and a thriving school system. We need to be providing a great education to every kid in every school every day. And of course, our partners in that are our teachers and educational staff, and I know Adam is here representing our teachers, who every day, and we know this, are faced with increasing challenges. Years ago when I was mayor before, we had 20% free and reduced lunch children. Now it's more like 43, meaning that we have more families who suffer economic disadvantage and the other problems caused by economic circumstances. In the old days, we never had a Doug Howard. There was never a homeless administrator or homeless coordinator for the city because we didn't have homeless kids. Now we do. We have a lot of ELL kids. So in order to deliver the best job we possibly can for all of our kids, each one, I think this strategic plan is a great idea. because we can join together as a community, talk about the needs of our city and of our school system, of our students primarily, and then deliver on that plan in order to even improve beyond what we're doing now, the education that each child gets in Nashua. So I'm just very pleased to be here today, pleased to be part of this, and I want to thank Dr. Mosley and everyone else who has come up with this idea and begun to implement it for all of your great efforts. So thank you very much.
So, in closing, a couple things, what to expect. Number one, we're going to kick off our focus groups as of tomorrow at 9:30. Don't come to central office. It's already planned. We already have the schedule. So it's going to start with the leadership team up at central office at about 9:30. And then there will be a schedule that's posted for when the focus groups are going to take place. You're also going to receive some correspondence from me as well around our surveys and when they will be distributed. They will be available online as well as in other languages for all of our community members to participate. You should also tune into the board meetings as well, because you'll hear updates on how we're doing with the strategic plan and some of the great things that we're doing so far. So I conclude this by thanking the community, thanking all of the stakeholders here. If I missed someone's name, it wasn't because we intentionally left you out. It's just that we try to get everyone's name in here as possible. But as I said to you before, this has nothing to do about me. It's all about we. So thank you so much. Have a great day, and you'll hear from us. Take care.